Hey, it's Coach Chris with Hoops King, and I want to talk to you today about running the baseline on an inbounds pass and why that is so important to teach your kids to do that. So why is it important to run the baseline? Running the baseline creates passing angles and gets the defense moving against a press. And that's why it's important to run the baseline. And I see so many high school teams and even Division I men's college teams, when they're being pressed, the inbounder stands in one spot and it just makes it so much more difficult versus running. And most teams don't run the baseline. If you watch games, I'll bet you'll count 9 out of 10 teams that you watch getting pressed will not run the baseline when they're able to. So when can you run the baseline? You can run the baseline after a made shot. And even if there's a timeout called and you come back out to take the basketball out, of course, you can still run the baseline. Hey, before we go on, I want to make sure you get your free coaching forms or your free workout if you're a player. Just click up here on the little icon at the top, or you can click down in the description to get your free gift. So here we are on a 4-cross press break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if this player is playing defense like that, look at the angle if I don't run the baseline to get that player the basketball. He's on a line between his man and the ball. Same thing here. He can have a hand up in there. There's the angle. There's the angle. There's the angle. So if you run the baseline, you can change those angles. So now let's just say I run over here. Okay, now I create a straight line pass with that. Now, obviously, when I create a straight line pass, that's the shortest distance between 2 points, is a straight line. Okay, when I throw at these angles out here, it allows for defenders to get in there and steal passes, where it's much more difficult to steal passes on a straight line. Now, why is that? You might say, well, that's a straight line. It is, but it's at an angle from the baseline. Now, what this defender would have to do is he going to decide he's going to play in front here? Well, then we can throw over the top of that player. If he plays behind, now we're able to inbound the ball to our player. You know, same thing here. If I can't get it in here and I run over here, now that player has to adjust, because the defense will have to move when the ball moves. The ball moves the defense. So if we move the ball, the defense is going to move and it's going to create better angles for us to pass the basketball in. Obviously, if I'm clear over here inbounding this basketball, this is going to be a difficult pass to throw that ball inbounds to that player. And so if I move, now I've created the opportunity for a straight line pass. I'm creating an opportunity for a straight line pass. Okay, now I give up the angle over there, but again, the defense is moving. The more we can get the defense to move, the better chance we have in getting the ball in bounds in a straight line. Okay, so I just want to illustrate that angle. So let's say we have a guy up here, and we're standing underneath the basket, taking it out of bounds. If there's a player up here, he can easily get into that passing lane and get that ball. If I take it over here and make it a straight line pass, now that's a tougher angle to get into, because basically if it's a straight line pass, he's pretty much going to have to get directly in between my player here and the basketball here, which means we can throw over the top of him. So they'd have to be willing to give up the deep pass to totally deny that pass there. And then you could throw over anywhere in there, typically in there, and you're going to be safe making that overhead pass. But if he stays on your backside, well, then I can just inbound the ball. So that's why running the baseline is important, because you create better passing angles than if you stand still. Now, if you stand still, which I see teams do all the time, they'll stand right underneath the basket here, and here you have your 500-pound gorilla called the backboard, which you can't throw deep. Okay, so if you don't run out of this area, you got a 6th defender on the court, because you're not going to be able to go deep. And if the defense recognizes that, they can just get up in here and really deny, knowing that even if multiple players take off deep, you're never going to be able to make that pass deep because the backboard is going to be in their path. So run the baseline, get out of the shadow of the 500-pound gorilla, and create those straight angle passing lanes to get the ball in bounds easily against the press. Be sure to click the link in the description to get your free coaching forms and download them. I'll send them right to your email immediately. Hey, be sure to subscribe to our channel over here. You can also click and rent coaching DVDs through the mail from the best coaches in the game, or you can watch a related video. It's your choice. Go ahead.